So in this video, we're going to be talking about Penguin's breakdown of Disclosure Day. We're going to be talking about the actual science of what they were trying to tell you in this movie and the actual real things that were in the movie that everybody missed. The reason everybody doesn't like this movie is they don't realize that Disclosure Day was a documentary. It wasn't a chase scene like he was trying to say. It wasn't a chase movie. It wasn't about aliens or any stuff. It was a documentary on psychic abilities, and that's what we're going to dive into today. Psychic abilities, the uses of crystals, and the collective unconscious. These are the subjects that were
Been and
touched on in
shitting
the
and
movie.
farting all over the world, and it turns out it bestowed upon her special powers. So she can look at people in their eye, and she gets to drop in on their life. She sees everything they've ever experienced or ever felt.
So this is a Google AI interpretation of Carl Jung's work about the collective unconscious. It says, the collective unconscious is a foundational concept in analytical psychology developed by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. It refers to a layer of the unconscious mind that is inherited genetically rather than being shaped by personal experience. Key features of the collective unconscious. It functions like a psychological counterpart to DNA, containing preloaded evolutionary structures. It explains why identical myth symbols and religious motifs appear across completely isolated cultures throughout history. It drives universal human behavior, survival instincts, and unprovoked fears. It manifests directly in our lives through artistic inspiration, spiritual experiences, and deep dream symbolism, right? How is it that deers come out of the womb knowing how to walk? Obviously, they make missteps, right? But the point is how does it come out knowing which nerves to turn on, which muscles to relax, which ones to not relax? Where does this knowing come from? How does the heart know how to beat? How do the lungs know how to breathe? How do the organs know how to function? How do all the microorganisms inside of our organs know what they need to do? Collective unconscious. How is it? Well, we're going to go into that later. So here's a way to visualize the collective unconscious, right? The outside white square would be the outside world, right? The first outer circle is the conscious ego. This is our likes, dislikes, our names, our occupations, all these things that we assign as being us, but actually are just mental belongings, ideas inside of our heads. That is what makes up the conscious ego, right? Below the conscious ego, we have the personal unconscious. This makes up your subconscious mind, right? The subconscious mind is why so many people have trouble controlling their minds, because their will, the conscious ego, has to argue with the subconscious mind. Like, think about it. When you want to go to the gym, who is it in your head that's saying, oh, I don't feel like it? That's your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind talks to you in intuition and through thoughts, but it is not the conscious thinking mind. It's the part of our mind that deals with emotions and intuition and things that don't have to do with logic, but yet are still there, right? Beneath that, we have the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is where all the information in the universe lives, where it exists. Okay, this is why spiders know how to build their webs, why deers know how to walk fresh out the womb, why animals have instincts as far as hunting and all these things. This is the collective unconscious, right? The collective unconscious is the reason why inventors don't actually create inventions. They discover the ideas from the collective unconscious. Think about it. When an inventor or when anybody thinks of a new idea, what is the process that takes place? Do they take a bunch of ideas and screw one idea here, screw in another idea here, push these two ideas together, and then throw it all into a soup and then mix it together? Is that how creating new ideas works? No. The way new ideas come into the head is through long attention and contemplation. Eventually, the idea pops in your head. The question is, where does it pop in from? The answer, the collective unconscious, right? These are the things that nobody looks at.
So she has a gift, and Daniel also has a gift. He is a math genius, a real math whiz. So he is able to speak math.
So both these powers Penguins is talking about, being able to speak math and being able to look people in the eyes and know about their past and stuff, these are both based on the concept of the collective unconscious. And it's possible to tap into this through deep meditation, psychedelics. Those are the main ways, but we all have all the information of everything inside of each of us. We all are microcosms of the macrocosm. This is what as above, so below truly means. It means that the universe is mirrored in the smallest aspects, what is mirrored in the largest aspects. So here we have different pictures of spider webs. Ask yourself, how do all these spiders from all around the world know this, to do the same thing? How? They tell us that animals are unintelligent, but how do they know this?
It's the universal language. And the two of them go on a big adventure. Margaret feels Daniel out there in the ether.
So I thought this would be a good time to touch on what the ether actually is and how it scientifically exists and how it's actually useful, because you can actually learn how to see ethereal substance, i.e. the aura, the astral body, through practice. And I talk about this on the other videos on my channel. Anybody has questions, leave them down below. But anyway, here it says, what if the ether is not something that light moves through, but something that exists as the foundation of space itself? This is the ether I'm referring to. And he says, that clarification changes the conversation quite a bit. The ether you're describing is not the 19th century luminiferous ether. You were talking about something closer to the metaphysical or foundational ether, an underlying substrate from which space, matter, and fields arise. Interestingly, that idea has some parallels with questions that modern physics is actively exploring. If the ether is the foundation of space itself, then it would not need to interact with light in the old sense. It would not be a medium that photons travel through like sound travels through air. Instead, it would be more like the structure that allows the field and space-time to exist at all. So he's going to show us this down here that gives us a framework of how it will work. At the very foundational level of reality, we have the ether. Then above that, we have space-time energies, then quantum fields, and then particles, and then matter and the energy. That's the world that we live in, right? Whatever you want to call it, whether it's ether, energy, whatever you want to call it, everybody knows that the universe is made of one substance. Atomic theory, quantum field theory, string theory, all these things support this, that everything in the universe is made of one substance, right?
And she's like a fucking like UAV online, like it's a Call of Duty kill streak, constantly tracking him across the world. Daniel is on the run from his ex-employer who's trying to hunt him down to prevent him from releasing it because they don't want it out there. They believe it's going to cause a panic because the world's already on the brink. And Daniel is avoiding the most incompetent agent you'll ever see. Like, the men in black here are really dumb, like Three Stooges level silly stupid. And they're supposed to be like the most elite agents ever. Like, they can basically be anywhere they need to be like that. They fucking teleport there, basically. And the head guy, whose name I'm blanking on, what's his name? Noah. Noah has an alien artifact. It's basically an alien Sharpie.
So this would be the Sharpie that he's referring to, the alien Sharpie, right? This is actually a crystal, right? And crystals have a lot of abilities and powers that they haven't told us about. The phone or computer that you're on right now has quartz crystals in it. Wi-Fi is transmitted through quartz crystals. TV used to be transmitted through quartz crystals. They have quartz crystals in your cigarette lighters. The reason for this is that quartz are piezoelectric, meaning that they produce electricity based off of mechanical stress. And if you don't believe me, listen to this guy.
A crystal used in oscillator circuits must possess a characteristic known as piezoelectricity or the piezoelectric effect. Let's look at a definition of the piezoelectric effect. Now, the piezoelectric effect is defined as the property of a crystal by which mechanical stress produces electric charges, and conversely, electric charges produce mechanical stresses. Now, at this time, you should complete item 1 of your TVI guide.
And now we're left with the ultimate question, right? Who gives a fuck, right? Well, I'll explain why you should give a fuck. Crystals having the ability to produce this electricity, we actually have the ability to perceive this electricity. And by holding crystals, squeezing them, having them produce this electricity, it opens up your palm chakras and it gets those energy currents flowing, and it starts activating your pineal gland, which is actually the means by which you sense this energy, right? by immersing yourself in it. So crystals are excellent doorways into the realms of psychics. You have a very high chance of running into some interesting people in crystal shops, okay? This is what the movie was trying to tell you about crystals. They actually do have properties, and they actually do a lot more than the average person knows, and it's very much worth looking into. So if you'd like me to go more in depth on the tropes from this movie as far as like astral projection, spiritual possession, energy vampires, invisibility, all the abilities that they showed in this movie.
So he can like astral project himself and even control her actions. Like he basically works for like a puppet.
Books like Psychomancy by Frank Rudolph.
Daniel is well aware of.
By Three Initiates.
And still takes very minimal precautions to stop that from happening, even though Noah is spamming that ability to keep tracking him.
We'll show you how
so Daniel's also not, super great at this whole escaping thing, but he always finds a way somehow to slip by them. Anyway, Margaret and Daniel eventually meet, and it turns out these two have been blessed by the aliens. And the aliens have been here for a long, long time. And Vortex, that company, has been like torturing them, interrogating them, and using their technology.
Move it back over it.
Now these two have met, and their memories get unlocked. They shared an experience where the aliens chose them. They fucking abducted them.
They don't want you to know about
the scene where they're
because it upends the whole medical industry and the whole material reality that we've all been sold on as far as atomic theory, keyword theory, try to sell us on. The world is not material.
Present themselves as animals to them while they're kids.
The world is energetic in nature.
And then they go to a ship.
Science knows this. Religion knows this. They both agree on this. That the world is made up of one energetic substance, right? Religion calls it God. Science calls it all types of things. They don't want
and then eventually
you to know
it ends
this
with
because
them going on
the medical
air,
industry
revealing all
and everything
of the
they have you focus on
videos
on a day-to-day basis is built
proving
on
to the world aliens
the foundation.
Are real. It's
that physical
disclosure
reality
day,
is real and that there's
then
no
they
such
even
thing
wheel
as a
in
non-physical reality.
one of the aliens. Like there was another detractor from that company.
Anybody wants
he wheels in an alien. The alien's fucking senile
and I'll address it.
Kind of
all this stuff
stumbles
can
up
be
a little bit,
scientifically
and then he
explained. I'm not speaking
grabs
from my
Daniel,
own
whispers
beliefs or anything.
something,
I'm speaking
and
from personal
delivers
experience
a
and
message to the
personal
world that we
research,
don't get to
and
hear,
also
left up
books
to
that I've read
interpretation.
and the people that I've met that have
That's
also
the
independently
movie in a nutshell.
verified this themselves. I'm not the only one.
And it's just
as time goes on.
Wanted it to be good. I wanted to like it, but
over
it's
the next
just not
10 years,
great. Like I didn't hate
what I'm
it.
saying
Like it
right
is a
now is going to be common knowledge.
Movie,
right now,
and
it
there
sounds
are
crazy.
moments
10
that I
years
think
from now, it's going to be like, oh yeah, I already
than
knew that.
others. But
if this video was
basically, it's just like a
helpful to
really
you, please leave a like. Please leave
standard
a
by
comment.
the numbers chase film, and the